groups, including Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, Thomas, have leveled the charge of ethnic cleansing against Myanmar's government. Is what we've seen, the images that have come out of Rakhine State in the last few weeks, textbook example of ethnic cleansing?
Yes, what we are seeing happening to the Rohingya is ethnic cleansing, but it's more than that. It's a genocide. Ethnic cleansing as a term is really a euphemism for genocide. There's no legal definition of ethnic cleansing. So for me, it's important to understand that this is the Burmese government are trying to destroy the Rohingya as a group. They're trying to disconnect them from their land. They're trying to break up the communities. They're killing, raping, sexual assault, burning down of villages. This is done with a view to destroying the Rohingya. So we're looking at a genocide. Yes, it's ethnic cleansing, but it's more than that.
Okay, I want to show our viewers a graphic, Thomas, from our interactive team that maps out arson attacks on villages in Rakhine State. And they've used data from Amnesty International that backs up refugees' assertions that Myanmar's army has burnt down entire villages. The Human Rights Group has recorded 80 such incidents since the 25th of August. Now, as you've said, the term ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity, carry very serious connotations. Now, if the UN Human Rights Chief is using those words, ethnic cleansing, to describe what's happening in Rakhine State, doesn't the international community, the United Nations, have a responsibility to act, a responsibility to protect?
Yes, absolutely. The term ethnic cleansing does kick in the responsibility to protect. This is a moral responsibility or a soft law responsibility on the UN member states. But what we're looking at is really a genocide. So actually there is a legal obligation under the Genocide Treaty for any state that has an influence.
You say what we're looking at is a genocide. But who is it that decides that a genocide is happening? And from a legal point of view, what needs to happen then? What should be done to stop this genocide if it is indeed happening?
So from a prevention point of view, all that a state needs to know is that there is a serious risk that a genocide is taking place, and they then need to take steps to investigate it and to prevent it. What's happening is that states, including the British government, the Dutch government, are using they've kind of hollowed out international law, and they're now saying that you can only decide if there's a genocide, only a court of law can make that determination. But for a court of law to make such a determination, it would have to be after the fact. It would have to be later, probably years later, with tens and thousands of bodies as a result. So legally, the determining whether it's a genocide has serious issues. And what the governments need to focus on is the prima facie evidence of genocide, and to decide whether there's a serious risk that genocide is taking place. Then they must investigate, and prosecutions can come later.
In the meantime, the suffering continues. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Thomas MacManus, international law expert, joining us there live from London.